showing you only absolute settings or control panel.
All the people
Something.
that put pre-orders
I
in
hate
didn't
Windows
show.
8, dude. It's so shitty.
So then they sent out an apology letter. And
How do you get to volume mixer from here again?
we can give you a refund.
I know you can.
Or if you'd like, we can
Heck,
keep it as a pre-order for the next game we're working on. And just about everybody said, like, keep the pre-order money, but like, this is your last chance, right?
Yeah,
That game ended up being Final Fantasy.
Your lab's
I
hot.
remember hearing about
That
that.
would have
Yeah.
been good to know.
Final Fantasy, or Mana 1, was their original game.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get to volume mixer in Windows 8?
Don't even know.
Oh, hey.
History.
Okay.
good.
So it's
Alright.
No, it's up all the way.
It is weird.
They
How, like,
messed up Final
Everything's up all the way.
Fantasy and ended up making Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Is this... Oh, are you squeezing through everything?
Yeah. Here's me. That's alright, I guess.
Rail, do you have like audio keys or anything?
Like the last fight I do. I need to have audio on the last fight. So I might just have to tell people to shut up.
Okay. Trying to find a good position.
I can just do this too. I can do this as well. Just put the speaker down here. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. We're just gonna do this because Unica's not gonna get to show this off. And it's sad because it's her one cool trick.
Which one?
Just get it off.
Grab. Oh wait, never mind.
What?
I was gonna grab a mic.
Why don't you? You can get one. So, like, at the beginning of the next room, I'm going to spawn at the ceiling. And the boss trigger has a maximum height. So I'm going to go over it. And that's her,
They're just standing there like,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it's her one, like, really big skip. There's a couple of minor skips, but there's the things that Toll can do as well.
As I'm on mic 3. Shame, indeed, lag. Oh my god, what is this thing poking me? It's this. It's poking me. It is a sign. Is that a good sign? Oh, it's right behind Railcoon's head. That's so perfect, too. I don't know. It'd be over here, Bulgin. Bulgin, it'd be over here. No, actually, that's not bad.
Tell me this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was really good, Bulgin. Like perfect. I approve.
This is Unica. It's not the right attack.
So, like, what's the whole basis of the Geese series? Like, I don't know anything about it. Because I'm asking the guy playing.
Well, you can ask that when we get started.
Fair enough.
I'm ready. Let me tell one, right?
Oh yeah, Toll definitely won.
So we have extra time. Just gonna let the opening cutscene play out because it's really cool.
Nice.
Shit, that was not the right button. Hang on. Can you kill the to like just go to setup real quick because I don't want to show my Steam username.
Go to setup thing.
I need to close the program. I hit the wrong. The menus in East are really, really responsive. So like you can accidentally pick the wrong option very easily.
I saw your Steam username.
Yeah, you can switch back. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So we got tons of time to kill, so I'm gonna let this play because it's a really cool intro cutscene, and it does a better job of explaining the story than. Oh, that's only in Unica's, I guess. I don't remember what Tolls is, so let's see what Tolls
This is
is.
terrible. Blah blah blah. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
There's a really
Indeed.
cool cutscene when you play with Unica and Hugo, but I forgot that it doesn't play when you play with Toll. So I was totally gonna let it play out, but it might play out after this scene. I don't remember. Let's find out. This is East Origin. Chronologically, it happens before East 1, which we did yesterday. We did have the East games in chronological order originally, but this got moved because of some of the last minute schedule shifting. These two characters, Rhea and Fina, appear in every single East game. They get referred to as goddesses quite a bit, but they're basically just a member of a extremely long-living race that are essentially immortal, but not quite. And there's lots of story to the East games. It involves demons and stuff. And it's difficult to sum up very quickly. They're fun games. If you do want to play them, East 1 and 2 are a completely different game style. They're way back when games were done a little bit differently. They're pretty old, and I think this is the same cutscene? Yeah, it is. Okay, we'll let this play out. This introduces the story of what's going on in the game much better than I can. It actually does it better than the game does a little bit. Because it shows you all the characters, what's going on a little bit, and then at the beginning of the game, all of the people who come down from East, which is Solomon's Shrine, which is floating above the ground to get away from the demons. They're sent down because Rhea and Fina disappeared, the two goddesses. And then they all get split up. And it shows you just a good intro, and we've got tons of time to kill, so we're just letting it play. We're really far ahead of schedule right now. And there's no way I'm coming in anywhere near the record because the record run for this game goes really balls to the wall with risky strats, so not gonna happen in a marathon. So that's Unica. I like Unica as a character because she is a female character in a fighting game that uses a two-handed battle axe. And she swings it around with ease and is a complete, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. She's really, really cool. Hugo is the blonde. He's a run and gun character and he's really slow. He has the worst mobility and has no skips. So I've never seen a speedrun with Hugo in story mode. It's just, it would be painful. Yeah. And the route we're doing here, the character we're using, Toll, is technically the canon storyline for the other games, since it's a prequel for the other games. This is like supposed to be the closest to what actually happened. And that's Toll right there. They refer to him as the Claw in the other storylines. And this whole game revolves around this tower. And then while the search party is coming down, the main bad guy hits them with this spell and scatters them. That's basically the huge setup for this game, is that the whole search party looking for the goddesses gets scattered and they're trying to reunite and fight them. But Toll is a little bit of a mix-up because Toll, at the beginning of the game, you are working for the bad guy. So this is like, he's the third character. It's the closest to like the storyline that's actually what's supposed to happen in East lore. But in order to unlock him, you have to beat the game with one of the other characters, Hugo or Unica. Toll's benefits are that he runs the fastest, he has a really high attack speed, he has really good mobility with his abilities, and he can make usage of the wall run glitch the most because of his high base movement speed. Anytime that a character in this game has their right side facing a wall, only the right side, if you run parallel to the wall, perfectly parallel, and then tilt the analog very slightly towards the wall, you'll get a pretty significant speed boost. So you'll see me try to run along walls like that. In instances where I have to take only a couple of steps out of the way to run with my right side along the wall, I'm going to try it just in case I can get that speed boost. It would save a bunch of time. Toll gets a dash ability pretty quickly, and if you have the wall run angle and dash, it applies the speed boost to the dash as well. So he can just zoom across rooms if you do it correctly. So yeah, Toll attacks really quickly. One of the most common questions on my stream when I play this game is, why are you playing on easy? Basically, if you play on harder difficulties in Ys games, it just translates into grinding. Harder difficulties mean enemies have higher defense and offense and give less experience. Like, they actually just apply a penalty to everything once you get past the easy difficulty. And very easy is, like, not interesting at all because you two-hit everything. So I refuse to play on very easy because it's basically like casual difficulty in some other games, where it's just like looking at Vulgin playing a game that plays on casual where it doesn't deplete your stamina meter. That wasn't actually an intentional shot, and then I remembered partway through that Vulgin plays that particular game on casual.
Speaking of stamina,
You're really tired.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
So even though I'm playing on the easy difficulty, it should seem like this would be really easy, but I'm going to be extremely underleveled for most of the run. And Ys games are really punishing about being underleveled because it just penalizes your damage a lot. I will be basically making usage of the experience system in this game to gain the bit of experience I need as fast as possible, and then stop once the experience gains start dropping off really hard. So I'll be a few levels below what you should be in a casual playthrough most of the game. I'm going to skip almost all of the armor and upgrades. So it's going to mean that I'm not doing as much damage as you would anticipate, and I'm getting hit really hard. So it simulates, once I get past the first couple levels of the tower, it simulates a harder difficulty basically, even though I'm playing on easy. Because it will only take a few hits to do a lot of damage to me, and I don't do a whole lot of damage to the bosses despite playing on easy. But yeah, you can do some donations. I'm just sort of doing the beginning of the game here, which is some pretty simple platforming. We're going to get to the first skip coming up soon, though.
Well, we do have one donation from Cinehell, a $100 donation. Hello, Cinehell here. I'm proud of what you friends have been doing. Obviously, I wish I was there, but life decided otherwise. No matter what, I miss and love you all. Good luck for the final stretch, and may the RNG gods be with you. Please put this donation towards naming Celis as Nami. Sorry, didn't manage to put this, never mind. For someone who wished she was there as well, which I miss the most. Love and kisses from France, your most princess princess. Thank you, Cinehell.
So
I
who's
fully
winning
support
with Celis?
Celeste being Nami. I am going to be killing a few enemies along here because I want to be level 3. Because in order to unlock boost mode for Toll, I have to fight some red enemies, the bats. You'll see some of the enemies in this game have a red aura around them. That means killing all of the red enemies will unlock something. Wow, I did not mean to dash there. And red enemies generally have a pretty big defense boost, and they also usually don't give much experience. So the bats in particular are really annoying to kill because you do barely any damage, and birds are jerks, and bats fall under birds. Both the games I'm playing in this marathon have bats that are complete jerks. Yeah, so basically the rule for whether or not something counts as a bird for birds or jerks is if the bird killer ability in FF9 works on it, it counts as a bird. That's the rule we came up with. So that means actually Kuja is a jerk. Because Tranche Kuja counts as a bird for bird killer.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because it's a flying unit. They call it. Okay.
Alright, so Toll is totally not broken at all, not in the slightest. This is totally intended.
A closed door with plenty of bars and not a lot of room. We'll just go right through it.
This is a fine tradition in Ys games. Whenever they give a character a dash ability, you can clip through doors. They've never quite figured out how to stop that from happening.
That's awesome.
And that's why Toll's is beyond Toll having the fastest base move speed, getting the dash ability, that right there is why he is the fastest. He actually has the most story in his version of the game, because this is the quote-unquote canon storyline and they go a little bit more in depth into things. So there's more text to mash through, but he skips so much that it still winds up being faster. And we're going to do that again to skip the first boss, because we don't like fighting him. He's a butt. He's a really big butt.
Lots of butts.
So many butts.
Like moon butt.
So I
or
didn't
sun
get level
butt?
3 just quite yet, so I'm going to have to kill a few extra enemies. I think I missed one of the yellow guys. Yellow guys are pretty much the fastest way of getting level 3, and if you do it right, you can kill them without really stopping. And it's actually faster to get where I want to go by not activating the second statue and just teleporting the first one. Whenever you unlock a save point, you can teleport back to it using a crystal. The crystal will be at the beginning of the game. So we'll be using that to cut down a lot of travel time. That jump is way harder than it should be. We're going to go through this door too. You get the key to this door by fighting the first boss, but we don't want to fight him. So we're just going to do that instead. These guys are jerks because I do like no damage. The best way to do damage is when they're in the air. I do use my jump attack, but they don't like to stay in the air. Like this guy's just going to go down on the ground, so then I can't do that on him, and I have to wait for him to go back up in the air again. That's why these guys are jerks. Please, fly up. I'm hitting you. Avoid me by flying up, please. Thank you. Get back here! These guys are total jerks, and you can see why. It's ridiculous, and you have to kill all 3 of them, and this is required because it gives you the boost ability. You can't advance without the boost ability, but also Toll's boost ability is the most absurd out of anyone's. Generally, like, Hugo's boost gives him one more of his little things that he shoots his lasers from, but it doesn't actually increase his single target DPS, it just allows you to hit more targets at the same time, so it's not really a major damage boost. Unica's boost allows her to use less MP while using her abilities, which is very useful and gives you more mobility as well as some freedom to do a few extra skips. But Toll gets an increase in his attack speed, which is just a huge attack speed increase, and it also powers up all of his abilities in some way by making them just straight better. So the demon mode, which is his boost, is just really, really good. And you'll see me use it a lot more on Toll than the other characters because of that. So now we've got our boost mode, we can get through here. I'm level 3, so I don't need to kill any of these guys. I have to be careful here because when I finish all these, Toll will slowly walk towards the center of the room. I'm going to dash towards the center of the room before the trigger happens to try and minimize that. But if you do it too quickly and you hit the center of the room, you'll still activate the trap to teleport out. First time that happened, I thought I could do like a good old Chrono Trigger style thing, activate the trigger, leave the room, skip the cutscene when I get back in. But since you left before the trap finished powering down, it doesn't think that all the enemies are dead yet. So you come back in and you have to do it again, and it doesn't save any time. Just costs you about a minute whenever that happens.
Oh man, it's Unica.
Yeah, it's Unica. I don't remember who in my chat always calls Unica their waifu, but sorry, your waifu is about to get smacked across the face. She doesn't know when to give up because she's a little bit outmatched here, and she's really angry because Toll fought with her dad. And, you know, her dad died while down on the surface trying to help everyone escape when they originally ripped the shrine out of the earth and put it in the sky. So Toll's basically just not wanting to hurt her and telling her to cut it out, but she's being persistent, so every time my stream viewers who really like Unica see that happen, they get sad. She's fine, she's just out cold. So generally, I get to the first boss with Unica at about 20 minutes. We're probably going to be close to that because we watched the intro cutscene, but usually I get to the first boss with Toll and finish his cutscene at around 20 minutes. These guys are the highest experience in this area per like individual kill, and I don't know level numbers because the only way you can see level numbers is by going into the menu, and that costs time. So I just know what levels I need to hit by looking at my HP amounts. And I need to get up to 88 HP, otherwise the fast strategy on the next boss doesn't really work and I'll get an extra cycle. Oh my god. I jumped a little bit too well and I wound up too far on that platform. I tried to slow myself down and it just didn't work. Speedrun problems, going too fast.
First world speedrunning problem.
Yep. I just killed a bat. He was in the way.
He's a bat.
He doesn't even give much experience. I didn't mean to kill him, but he just like walked right into my blades.
Jerks. Bats are jerks, though. Follows the rule. Cats to die.
I shouldn't have gone after this one. I should have gone down here. 'Cause I'm a little bit short on experience. So I need to kill a few extra of these guys, and it would have been better to come down here. It's a little bit less of a detour. It's alright.
Are you happy right now, Derek? And you have a kind of food.
I'm gonna kill this guy too. Or he can teleport away, cool. Get back here. There we go. I want a little bit more experience past 88, actually. So we come up here, spawn this guy. Where is he? Hello? Maybe he doesn't want to come and play. He's going to teleport in and mess with my dash, because your dash will automatically home in on enemies when using mouse movement. Alright. He didn't do it. We're good. Toll's dash is pretty good for movement.
Someone is asking, is the OST just remakes of the Ys 1 OST?
It's remakes of the other East games for the most part. They're not all East 1, but they kind of borrow and remake and redo tracks from other East games for the most part. Why? There's still a bat alive. Where is it? Oh, over here. He never actually came over to play. Usually he like flies towards the stairs when I get close.
He saw what you did to his friends.
Yeah, apparently. So I'm supposed to like go get a key for this door, but Toll doesn't really like keys. So we're just gonna do that instead. Are you sensing a theme here?
I'm sensing this is less Ys Toll and more Ys door percent.
So this boss is one of the few bosses that's more annoying with Toll than it is with Unica, even though his boost makes him completely overpowered. Because the best way to attack him is to do these jump attacks here, and he bounces backwards at the end of them. I'll get a boost here and not have to worry about it on the first cycle. If I do this correctly, then I'll be able to boost twice. You can see the massive attack speed bonus I get while in boost mode with Toll. And the reason why I want to get the fast cycle on this boss is that these little caterpillars that are on the ground, or whatever they are, he'll do a move where he starts sucking in like this. And if I don't do damage to him fast enough, he'll eat them and get health back. So that was a really close call.
Railicorn?
Railicorn? What?
Yeah, someone said Railicorn is best runner.
Why am I a unicorn again? I guess because I have a unicorn t-shirt on.
We both, well, we both disagree there's someone better, but I don't know.
Who's better? Who's the best runner then?
Oh, runner? I don't
Yeah.
know. I wasn't saying runner.
I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm just wondering who you think is the best.
Oh gosh, there's too many great runners out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like asking me to choose my favorite football player of all time, like forever.
So that's much harder than I made it look, because when I do those jump attacks, if I time them wrong, Toll will come down and sort of half land on top of the box's hitbox and just get bounced backwards.
No.
The problem with that is that the little centipede, caterpillar, slime things, whatever they are, they leave slime trails on the ground. And enemies that put slime on the ground create super mega like ice physics. Like you get any sort of momentum onto those and you're skidding in the opposite direction, it takes like 2 seconds to cancel out the momentum. So if I get bounced backwards like that and I hit one of the slime trails, I'm all the way across the circle. And I miss a lot of damage on him and probably can't get the quick cycle because then he'll wind up eating them, getting health back, and then it just wastes time. I'm going to try and wall run while jumping these, which I just did pretty well, which allows me to jump them 2 at a time instead of 1 at a time. Saves just a few seconds, but it's one of those things where it doesn't cost me any time to go for it, and if I get it, it saves a couple seconds. So this is why Toll's storyline is the slowest for a casual playthrough, because after the first several bosses, he has these extra cutscenes that take quite a while as compared to like Hugo and Unica talking to the rest of the search party. But he more than makes up for it with his extreme mobility and glitchiness. Do you have any donations? I ask as Vulgen has food in his mouth.
It's okay, I'm capable of swallowing. We have a $10 donation from Rocket. It says, there is no way the boy is named anything apart from MetaUna. The universe must live on. And we have a countering $10 donation from Metasigma. He points and yells out like Phoenix Wright, "Objection!" Obviously,
Did he write that in the comment?
that's
Yes, I
exactly
did.
what he said. And yeah, that donation went towards countering Rocket's donations so that Metasparkle is still in the lead for the boy's name.
If I
The
could
Secret
pull
Evermore.
up the Twilight Sparkle version of that, I would do it.
Oh my god.
I have seen that version of it, and it is so bad. It's amusing because it's like she actually like turns and points, and it's like, what the hell?
Being from the
My little investigation.
what was that? This number was that number 4? Or are you not even counting that as 1? Because
That was Unspeakable number 5, but it was
Oh,
actually
5?
good.
what was 4 then?
4
I thought
was
Earthbound was 3.
3 was Equestria Bound. 4 I can't even.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we realize. Vulgen's writing notes for us.
I'm very glad you realize you have
So
the
was-
ability to do what other humans can do naturally, Vulgen.
What was 4 again? Before we get
I
sidetracked
actually
on
can't
this?
say 4 on stream.
Really?
do you remember what it was, Vulgen? Were you there? It was. I can't say it. I'd get in trouble.
It was that bad, or?
No, it's the name of it.
Oh, okay.
That's my point. Is the funny thing is, it's an original pony game, and it's actually good, believe it or not. It's just the title of it and the premise of the entire thing is that bad. But the writing on it actually is like really good. The game itself is actually really good.
So I just got the ability to dash, by the way. That means my previous running speed is now about doubled, which makes whenever I get wall runs, the speed boost I get is even better. There's a really precise trick to jump over this and skip this switch, but it's really hard and I never get it. I don't feel like wasting time doing it in marathon.
But you have plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, we've got time to kill because we're ahead of schedule, right?
Do
so
it.
to do the slow strategy, that's the way it works, right?
No, you go for the ballsy strat and fail it bunch of times. Then
No.
show off how cool it is.
The problem with that is I would have to get it eventually.
Okay, so show it off and go back and do it the slow way.
So I'm going to pick up a piece of armor here for marathon safety because Hugo is a gigantic troll. And we're about to fight Hugo. Which is funny because in Hugo's storyline, when you do this battle from the other perspective, you can lose and progress in the storyline, but you have to win as whole. Which is why I'm killing all this extra stuff. I want an extra level before I get there. I'm also trying to get a strength stack, but my strength stack fell off, so rip.